Hello, everyone. My name is Rose Hutchison. I'm the Director of Advanced Advertising Solutions at Rogers Sports and Media. You may be wondering, what exactly is advanced advertising? It's basically all about data, and specifically, it's about leveraging data to create the next generation of ad experiences. At Rogers Sports and Media, we believe we're a market leader in advanced advertising through the ad products we offer, including linear optimized TV, connected TV, OTT, as well as audio. And we'll get into a little bit about that later. My team is focused on using Rogers data and great partner data like EA to develop and implement these unique data-informed executions and programs for our marketing partners. They're really about campaigns that go beyond just standard targeting. So today I'm going to walk you through one of those programs, which is a really exciting data-led multi-platform execution that we ran this past year for a travel advertiser. And I know what you're thinking, travel? Yes, travel. And in this example, COVID definitely played a big and unique role in the execution. But before I begin, let's look at a little bit more about who Rogers Sports and Media is. And to do that, I'm going to kick it off with a Sizzle Reel and follow up with some more details.
It's on, everybody!
Anything can happen.
Okay, this is exciting.
We're the People Show.
Reporting live. Reporting live.
Watch City News everywhere.
Get excited, Canada. Sid 60 is officially on BT.
Sportsnet, we've got you covered.
May pandemya.
This is officially Natalie Proof.
Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all the darkness.
This is a movement and not just a moment.
The stigma may be changing.
Vancouver woman is on a desperate search.
2020 has been dumpster fire. Canadians honor veterans under the shadow of COVID.
She has better hair than that.
He has better eyebrows.
I'm loving every second of it. Hey, hey, I'm loving every minute of it. Hey, hey, I'm taking every chance that I get. Oh, I'm loving every second of it. And I don't know if this is destiny, but it's exactly where I'm meant to be. I'm loving every second of it. Hey, hey, I'm loving every minute of it.
Let's go! Let's go! Yeah!
So as you can see, at Rogers Sports and Media, we have a huge portfolio of assets that we believe are really unmatched. It's the real depth and breadth of our lineup that's truly one of a kind and creates this really impressive marketplace. We deliver unique storytelling through a range of powerful brands, and we're deeply committed to using that media megaphone to give back and help make a positive difference in communities across the country. When it comes to advertising and our ad products and capabilities, this here is our North Star. Ultimately, we're focused on the end consumer, which is the Rogers Sports and Media customer. We believe that if we understand our customer, deliver content in the ways that they want to receive it, and make it so compelling that they keep coming back, that in turn will make it easier for our marketing partners to reach them in the ways that they want to be reached. Our vision for our ad partners is to create compelling, engaging ad experiences. We do that through the use of data, creative, and storytelling. Plus, we want to make sure it actually works in driving marketing outcomes for our partners. So now let's get into today's example that brings this entire vision to life. So let me share a little background of the case study I'm about to walk you through. So of course, picture it. We're about 9 months into this pandemic. Many brands have actually withdrawn their media budgets. They've paused their campaigns and they're waiting. And they're nervous about spending marketing money. And at this point in time, as consumers, we are all acting very differently. COVID lockdowns and waves have basically altered our behavior. So think about what we buy, where we go, what we watch. It's become harder than ever to actually predict our behavior in these changing times. And because of these changes, many marketers' own internal data has become unreliable. And for our travel clients, since basically nobody was traveling, or at least booking flights or vacations, Very few people were visiting their site, which meant that they didn't have enough data to continue their typical models and measurement, which obviously made it harder than ever for them to use it to plan effectively. Final background point here is that most marketers like this one around this time understood and know that when budgets are tight, it's more important than ever to do it strategically. So if there was ever a time to test, this was going to be it. When our client reached out, they said they were interested in continuing their brand building efforts in linear TV. They knew that awareness among customers was key to maintaining share and that they wanted their brand to stay top of mind when they returned and when they started booking flights. And so what they were looking to do and figure out was, what data did Rogers have as a partner that we could share that would give them up-to-date travel and media insights to guide some of these efforts? They wanted to understand, how had audiences changed during lockdown? Who would be the first to travel again when time came? Where were people going if they were traveling already? And how were those people using media, and were they using it differently than those not traveling? And then how could all of these insights actually be used in a targeting and planning strategy? So anecdotally, we knew people were traveling domestically, and think about your own circle of friends, and there were people traveling by car and some short flights. And really, because it was the only thing that we could do at the time, we were traveling within Canada and going to places that we could pretty much accessibly reach. So what we did was we used Rogers' wireless cell tower network to geofence these popular outdoor activity destinations across Canada. So think about places like Collingwood, Mont Tremblant, Banff, Whistler, Prince Edward County. And what we looked at were the customer device path from the home address to these geofence locations. And that allowed us to determine aggregate trends. Things like, how far were people traveling? Were they going intra-province or across Canada? How are they getting around? Were they driving or were they flying? How long were they staying in these destinations? Once we understood the how people were traveling, the next we need to understand more about who was traveling. And in order to do that, we linked people demonstrating these behaviors to our deterministic data sets via Rogers-enabled data, which is commonly referred to as R.E.D. R.E.D data helped us link these travelers to their known subscriptions and services, which helped us paint this picture of their media behaviors across Rogers sports properties. So for example, we can look at things like their linear TV habits. What are they watching? What stations, what programs? Also, what sites are they visiting? What are they consuming online? What articles are they reading? What videos are they watching? We can also look at what they're streaming through audio. What are they listening to? And in order to understand more fulsome 360 view of those travelers, we took their home postal code and used it to profile them using EA through Prism, Demostats, Optics Vivid Data, Optics Numeris, and Household Spend. And this EA data allowed us to look at additional travel behaviors, both from a pre-COVID perspective and also from a future travel plans perspective. Generally, what was their travel mindset? What kinds of destinations were they planning to visit when they could? And how are they going to book that vacation travel? The Rogers location data and the R.E.D data, partnered with EA data, allowed us to create that unique, scalable, and actionable audience for the client. By combining the first-party data and the EA third-party data was a really critical step for us. It allowed our first-party data to give us that one-to-one addressable audience and allowed us to have that deep understanding of how to reach these audiences using RSM properties. The EA data helped us fill in those demographic and behavioral gaps that we can't capture with our first-party data. And specifically, EA Prism helped us understand that seed audience in the broader context of all Canadians and not just the ones that we can identify with our own first-party data sets via R.E.D. Finally, the EA data helped us scale up those audiences for activation, a really key component of this overall strategy. It allowed us to take those first-party one-to-one audiences and convert them into FSA-based geo cohorts for targeting across platforms. So as mentioned, the client wanted to re-engage brand building efforts. So when you think about brand building and driving awareness, linear TV is really one of the best and easiest platforms to accomplish this. The client, typically a big spender in TV, wanted to start here, and of course, it made a lot of sense. So what we did was we used the geo cohort segments we built to leverage one of our RSM advanced advertising products called Linear Optimized TV. Linear Optimized TV uses postal code-based data to understand a specific audience's past viewership to predictably create a high-indexing TV schedule. It allows TV buyers to test performance against their typical primary demos and other biases they may have in terms of buying behavior. For this client, we use the FSAs associated with the custom audience to create a bespoke TV schedule that allowed them to more efficiently and effectively reach that desired audience. Additionally, they wanted to extend the strategy in online video. And to do that, we leveraged the RSM's expanding streaming TV video network, which includes our OTT and connected TV brands in the news and entertainment and live sports category. So that includes brands like NHL Live, MLB TV, Tubi, City, FX, and more. This strategy allowed the client to reach those incremental and exclusive audiences from their linear TV campaign. And the targeting strategy for streaming TV video included both the addressable one-to-one custom audience and the custom geo cohort audience, which helped the client reach those desired audiences across all screens, including television screens. The audience insights and profiles were even leveraged as part of their integrated brand efforts, giving the client a well-rounded, data-informed strategy across platforms and campaigns. Underpinning this entire strategy, we also layered in a long-term brand health study, which allowed us to track both pre and post lift on metrics like consideration and relevancy, which they then used to help in their planning efforts. Now let's take a look at some of the campaign results. Overall, the strategy helped deliver performance and efficiency. The streaming TV video campaign outperformed industry benchmarks for two common KPIs. By layering the addressable audience to RSM streaming TV inventory, the client saw 1.3 times higher video completion rates, ensuring the ads were seen in full and not skipped. They also delivered 3 times higher click-through rates than standard or non-traditional targeted campaigns. And overall, the campaign and audiences also outperformed RSM's own R.E.D audience benchmarks by 66%. And this indicates that the ads were more relevant to the audience in terms of who they were trying to reach. The linear optimized TV campaigns that leveraged the custom-built geo-cohort audience drove an overall average efficiency of 5% for the client, with certain custom audiences delivering up to 12% efficiency. This demonstrates that by leveraging a more narrowly defined audience rather than just a primary demo, you can get more out of your TV buy overall. Finally, our ability to drive meaningful insights and develop audience profiling, and our ability to create custom audiences to action both through a targeted multi-platform strategy helped us grow and strengthen that partnership by over 200% year on year, which is an impressive feat considering that the travel category was only predicted to grow ad spend by 15% coming out of COVID. I would also be remiss if I didn't call out that the client came to the table as a true partner here with curiosity and readiness to experiment. One of the best results out of the whole experience was the learnings for both of us. This could have been done. Basically, we're trying to prove out, could this be done? Could we scale it and would it work? And I would say, judging by these results, we sure believe it did and continues to do so. The client was pleased with the results and most importantly, went into the year with a great deal of confidence because the data and the insights we brought to the table helped them. Let me close out with a few key considerations and takeaways. First, what we know is that first and third-party data is more actionable when combined than when alone. The EA data helped us fill in those gaps and understand the audience beyond the subscribers we have in our first-party data sets. While the R.E.D data allowed us to understand the best media mix with greater precision than what is possible with more generic data sets. And that's across platforms, including television. Second, to maximize the power of multi-platform, it's best to have a consistent audience strategy and to have a full 360 view of the audience. Know who they are, where to reach them, and what you can even do from a creative perspective to reach them more effectively. In this example, the client is now free to leverage these segments across their entire media mix into next year. Third takeaway, this travel client strategy worked and outperformed benchmarks because they trusted the data and tested. We were able to cast that wide strategic net to serve those ads to relevant audiences, essentially what we consider intelligent brand building at its best. Finally, this approach, which leveraged data, analysis, and insights, works across industries. While this was an example of travel, we commonly deploy this type of strategy for marketers across auto, retail, CPG, pharma, restaurants, and many more. At Rogers Sports and Media, our passion is data and solving marketer problems, and we have the assets to bring it to life. And just as you heard, we're quite focused on delivering insights and value through the use of our data and partner data like EA. And as we look ahead, I wanted to quickly share a few key areas of focus for Rogers Sports and Media and the advertising team. First, we're very focused on leading the industry in advanced advertising, as I mentioned. This includes expanding our OTT and CTV inventory network through our owned and operated brands like Sportsnet Now, as well as through exclusive partnerships. We're also bringing a path forward to addressable linear TV with the expansion of our IPTV service Ignite. And we'll be able to addressably deliver TV ads to specific audiences when they're watching live cable subscription TV. That transition will happen over the next couple of years. And in the meantime, we'll continue to educate and prime our teams and our partners toward this addressable future with products like linear optimized TV that I explained in this example. Second area of focus is on audience targeting and the changes we're all facing as major players like Apple and Google impact how we activate and measure campaigns, both as publishers, broadcasters, and marketers. So as the industry faces these restrictions and moves away from cookie and device-based targeting, we at Rogers Sports and Media are continuing to offer alternative approaches to reaching and measuring audiences at scale. And just like the example I walked through that included leveraging first-party customer data through addressable identity solutions, as well as through great partnerships like at EA. And finally, our goal at Rogers Sports and Media is that by 2024, over half our business will be automated and addressable, with simplification and data being at the core of how we deliver media campaigns and insights. We're very excited for the future of this industry, and we hope to support your needs in the future through Rogers Sports and Media. And with that, I thank you for your attention and time today, and I turn it back over to our friends at Environics Analytics for some Q&A.